Welcome to our fascinating journey into the animal kingdom. Across the diverse tapestry of life that blankets our planet, from the densest jungles to the most arid deserts, animals have evolved an astonishing array of behaviors to survive and thrive. Some are familiar, even endearing, while others challenge our very understanding of what is normal or indeed palatable. Yet, in nature, every action, no matter how peculiar it may seem to our human sensibilities, often serves a profound and essential purpose, a testament to the relentless ingenuity of evolution. Today we're uncovering a rather unusual but intriguing behavior, coprophagy, or animals that eat their own poop or that of others. The term itself, derived from the Greek words kopros for feces and phagine for to eat, might elicit a grimace, a sense of distaste. But I invite you to set aside preconceived notions, to look beyond the superficial, and to explore with an open mind this remarkable adaptation. For in the grand theatre of the natural world, what appears repellent can often be a critical strategy for nutrient acquisition, for health, and ultimately for life itself. We shall delve into the hidden lives of creatures great and small who engage in this practice not out of some strange compulsion, but as a finely tuned mechanism honed over millennia. This is not a tale of disgust, but one of resourcefulness, of cycles completed, and of the intricate, often surprising, ways in which life finds a way to harness every available resource. Join me as we explore why, for some animals, waste is not wasted at all, but a vital ingredient in their continued existence on this extraordinary planet. Coprophagy, in its simplest definition, is the consumption of feces. It is a behavior observed across a surprisingly wide spectrum of the animal kingdom, from tiny insects to some of our closest primate relatives. While our human cultural norms and biological makeup render this act deeply unappealing and generally unhealthy for us, for many species, it is an entirely natural and indeed crucial part of their life cycle. It represents a biological imperative, a solution crafted by evolution to solve specific dietary or physiological challenges. The world of nature is one of constant competition for resources. Energy and nutrients are precious commodities, and any strategy that allows an organism to extract the maximum benefit from its environment will often be favored. For herbivores, particularly those that consume tough, fibrous plant matter, digestion can be an inefficient process. The initial passage through the digestive system may not be sufficient to break down all the complex compounds and release every last vital nutrient. Coprophagy offers a second chance. Think of it as a natural form of recycling, an internal optimization process. The feces, especially certain types produced specifically for re-ingestion, are not merely waste products. Instead, they can be rich in partially digested food, vital vitamins, particularly B vitamins and vitamin K minerals, and even beneficial microbes that were not fully absorbed during the first pass through the gut. These microbes themselves can be a source of protein or can further aid in digestion upon reconsumption. This behavior is not a random quirk. It is a finely tuned adaptation. In many cases, animals that practice coprophagy are not indiscriminate. They may selectively consume only specific types of their own droppings, often those that are softer and richer in these unabsorbed nutrients, while ignoring drier, fully processed waste. This selectivity underscores the purposeful nature of the act, highlighting it as a deliberate strategy rather than a sign of desperation or illness in a healthy animal. Furthermore, the reasons behind coprophagy can vary. For some, it's primarily about nutrient recovery, wringing every last drop of goodness from a sparse or difficult-to-digest diet. For others, it's about inoculating or re-inoculating their gut with essential bacteria necessary for breaking down specific food sources like cellulose in plants. Young animals, in particular, may engage in coprophagy to acquire the gut flora of their parents, kickstarting their own digestive capabilities. Consider the challenges faced by creatures living in environments where food is scarce or of poor quality. Any mechanism that enhances digestive efficiency, that allows for the recapture of otherwise lost nutrients, provides a significant survival advantage. Coprophagy, in this context, transforms from something seemingly repulsive into a testament to nature's pragmatism, its ability to find elegant, if unorthodox, solutions to the persistent problem of making a living. The microbial world plays a pivotal role here. The gut of many animals is a complex ecosystem teeming with bacteria, fungi, and other microorganisms that are essential for digestion. These microbes synthesize vitamins, break down complex carbohydrates, and even protect against pathogens. By re-ingesting feces, animals can replenish these microbial communities, ensuring their digestive systems continue to function optimally. It's also important to differentiate between consuming one's own feces, autocoprophagy, the feces of other individuals of the same species, allocoprophagy, or even the feces of different species, heterospecific coprophagy. Each of these variations can serve different, though sometimes overlapping, ecological and physiological functions, further illustrating the nuanced complexity of this behavior across the animal kingdom. So as we embark on this exploration, let us view coprophagy not through the lens of human revulsion, but with the curiosity of a naturalist. It is a window into the intricate workings of animal physiology, a story of adaptation, and a reminder that in nature, efficiency and survival often take precedence over what we might perceive as palatable or conventional. The sheer diversity of life that employs this strategy speaks volumes. From the smallest insect meticulously processing a speck of dung to a large mammal carefully selecting a particular dropping, coprophagy is a widespread and, for these creatures, perfectly sensible way of life, ensuring they get the most out of every meal, even if it means dining on what has already passed. Among the most well-known practitioners of coprophagy are rabbits, and their method is a remarkably sophisticated example of this behavior. These familiar herbivores have evolved a specialized digestive system that allows them to thrive on a diet of tough grasses and leaves, and coprophagy is an integral part of this system. It is not a casual act, but a vital daily physiological process for their survival and well-being. Rabbits, you see, produce two distinct types of fecal pellets. The first are the hard, dry, spherical droppings that most people are familiar with. These are the true waste products, the indigestible fibrous material that has passed through the digestive system twice. But before these appear, rabbits produce something quite different. Soft, moist, mucus-coated pellets called secotropes, sometimes referred to as night feces or soft pellets. These secotropes are not waste. They are a vital food source, rich in nutrients. They are formed in the cecum, a large pouch located at the junction of the small and large intestines. Within this fermentation chamber, a complex community of bacteria and other microorganisms works diligently to break down cellulose and synthesize essential nutrients, including amino acids, volatile fatty acids, and a host of B vitamins and vitamin K. When the secotropes are expelled, usually during periods of rest or at night, the rabbit does not simply leave them. Instead, it consumes them directly from its anus. This might seem peculiar, but it is a precise and crucial action. By re-ingesting these nutrient-packed pellets, the rabbit gives its digestive system a second chance to absorb all the valuable compounds that were synthesized in the cecum but couldn't be absorbed there, as most nutrient absorption occurs in the small intestine. The mucus coating on the secotropes is also important. It protects the beneficial bacteria within the pellets from the acidic environment of the stomach as they pass through for a second time. This ensures that these valuable microbes can continue their work further down the digestive tract or repopulate the cecum, maintaining a healthy gut flora essential for efficient digestion of their challenging plant-based diet. Without this process of re-ingestion, rabbits would lose a significant amount of vital nutrition. They would effectively be starving themselves of essential vitamins and proteins that their own bodies, with the help of their microbial partners, have manufactured. Young rabbits, known as kits, often begin consuming their mother's secotropes, which helps to establish their own gut microbiome, equipping them to digest solid food. This dual pellet system is a marvel of evolutionary engineering. It allows rabbits to extract maximum nourishment from a diet that other animals might find difficult to process. The first passage through the gut deals with initial breakdown, and the cecum acts as a fermentation vat. The re-ingestion of secotropes then allows for the absorption of the products of this fermentation, a highly efficient way to make the most of available food. Observing a rabbit engaged in this behavior reveals its instinctual nature. They will often contort themselves, reaching their head towards their rear to consume the secotropes as they emerge. This is not a sign of poor hygiene or illness. It is a fundamental aspect of their healthy dietary routine, as essential to them as grazing on fresh greens. It is a perfectly normal and necessary part of being a rabbit. The nutritional difference between the hard fecal pellets and the secotropes is stark. Secotropes contain significantly more protein, less fiber, and higher concentrations of vitamins compared to the final waste pellets. This highlights their role not as waste, but as a specially produced dietary supplement, nature's own vitamin pill, if you will, tailored specifically for the rabbit's needs. Thus, the humble rabbit, often seen as a simple grazer, possesses a remarkably intricate digestive strategy. Coprophagy, in this instance, is not just an option but a cornerstone of its existence, allowing it to flourish in environments where it competes for resources, ensuring that no potential nourishment, once processed, goes truly to waste until it has been thoroughly exploited. Chapter 3. The tireless recyclers, dung beetles and their precious cargo. Now we turn our attention to an insect that has elevated coprophagy to an art form, a creature whose very existence revolves around the droppings of other animals, the dung beetle. These remarkable insects, found on every continent except Antarctica, play an extraordinarily important, if often overlooked, role in ecosystems worldwide, and their lives are intimately and exclusively tied to feces. Dung beetles are nature's sanitation crew, an army of tiny recyclers. They are drawn to the droppings of herbivores and omnivores, which to them represent a veritable feast. This dung is not just food, it is also a home, a nursery for their young and a source of moisture. For a dung beetle, a fresh pat of dung is a treasure trove of resources, rich in undigested organic matter and nitrogen. There are thousands of species of dung beetles, and they can be broadly categorized into three main groups based on how they utilize dung: the rollers, the tunnelers, and the dwellers. The rollers, perhaps the most iconic, fashion a portion of dung into a sphere, often many times their own weight, and meticulously roll it away from the main pile to bury it elsewhere, either for food or as a brood ball for their offspring. The tunnelers, by contrast, dive straight in, burying portions of the dung directly beneath the pat or close by, creating a network of subterranean chambers. The dwellers, true to their name, simply live and breed within the dung pat itself, consuming it in situ. Each strategy is a different approach to exploiting this abundant, if unconventional, food source. The act of feeding on feces provides dung beetles with all the nutrients they require. The partially digested plant matter in herbivore dung is still packed with energy and proteins. The liquid content quenches their thirst. They possess specialized mouthparts adapted for handling and consuming this soft, pliable material, efficiently extracting nourishment from what other animals have discarded. But their role extends far beyond simply feeding themselves. By burying dung, these beetles perform several crucial ecological services. They aerate the soil, improve its structure, and facilitate water penetration. More importantly, they sequester nutrients from the dung back into the soil, making them available to plants, thus completing a vital nutrient cycle. Without dung beetles, pastures would quickly become fouled, and nutrient recycling would be significantly impaired. Furthermore, by removing dung from the surface, they help to control populations of flies and other pests that breed in feces, reducing the spread of parasites and diseases among livestock and wildlife. Their tireless work contributes to healthier pastures, healthier animals, and a healthier ecosystem overall. They are, in essence, miniature ecological engineers. The creation of a brood ball is a particularly fascinating aspect of their coprophagous lifestyle. A female dung beetle will often lay a single egg within a carefully prepared ball of dung. This dung ball serves as the sole food source for the larva when it hatches. The larva develops entirely within this fecal cocoon, consuming its nutritious surroundings until it is ready to pupate and emerge as an adult. Consider the sheer dedication, a beetle painstakingly crafting and transporting a sphere of excrement, a nursery and a pantry all in one, ensuring the next generation has the best possible start in life. This is coprophagy, not just for individual survival, but for the continuation of the species, a profound investment in the future, built entirely from the waste of others. The strength and determination of these small creatures are astonishing. A roller beetle can move a dung ball up to 50 times its own weight, navigating obstacles and fending off rivals. This Herculean effort is driven by the imperative to secure this precious, life-sustaining resource. Their world revolves around dung, and they have become masters of its manipulation and utilization. So while the idea of an animal dedicating its life to feces might seem lowly, the dung beetle stands as a testament to the efficiency and interconnectedness of natural systems. They transform waste into life, contribute to soil fertility, and maintain the health of their environments. Their coprophagous habits are not just a quirk, they are the very engine of their ecological significance. Chapter 4. Primate Practices Redigestion and Resourcefulness. The practice of coprophagy is not limited to insects or small mammals. It extends even to some of our closest living relatives in the animal kingdom, the primates. While perhaps less common or systematized than in rabbits, the consumption of feces has been observed in various primate species, including gorillas, orangutans, and chimpanzees, both in the wild and in captivity, often pointing towards specific dietary needs or environmental pressures. For large herbivores like gorillas, whose diet consists predominantly of tough leaves, stems, and pith, extracting sufficient nutrients can be a formidable challenge. Their digestive systems are adapted for processing large volumes of plant material, but even so, the initial pass may not unlock all the available goodness. In such cases, re-ingesting feces can offer a way to subject the food to a second round of digestion. This form of coprophagy in primates is often linked to the recovery of seeds that have passed through the digestive tract undigested. These seeds might still contain valuable oils and proteins. By consuming them again, the primate essentially gives its digestive system another opportunity to break them down, or at least to benefit from any remaining digestible material coating the seeds. Furthermore, similar to other herbivores, the microbial fermentation that occurs in the primate gut can produce essential vitamins, particularly B vitamins. If these are not fully absorbed in the lower intestine, they can be recovered through coprophagy. It's a strategy to ensure that these vital micronutrients, synthesized by their own internal ecosystem of bacteria, are not lost. Observations in the wild have shown gorillas occasionally consuming their own feces. This behavior might be more prevalent during seasons when preferred food items are scarce, or when the available vegetation is particularly low in certain nutrients. It's a flexible adaptation, a way to supplement their diet when conditions are less than ideal, maximizing their intake from the resources at hand. In captive settings, coprophagy in primates has sometimes been linked to dietary deficiencies or boredom. If their diet in captivity does not perfectly replicate the complexity and nutritional profile of their wild diet, or if they lack sufficient foraging opportunities and stimulation, they might resort to re-ingesting feces to obtain missing nutrients, or simply as an aberrant behavior. This highlights the importance of carefully managed diets and enriching environments for captive animals. However, it's crucial not to oversimplify. Even in captivity, if the underlying reason is nutritional, it still points to an innate drive to secure essential elements. For instance, if the fiber content or the balance of gut flora is suboptimal due to a processed diet, coprophagy might be an attempt, however imperfect, to rectify this imbalance or to re-inoculate the gut with beneficial microbes. Young primates, much like young rabbits, may also learn about food sources or acquire necessary gut bacteria by sampling the feces of their mothers or other group members. This is a form of social learning and physiological priming, ensuring the infant's digestive system is properly equipped to handle the adult diet it will eventually consume. It's a transfer of microbial heritage, crucial for long-term health. The act itself is usually discreet and not as systematic as the cecotrophy seen in rabbits. A primate might casually pick up a piece of its own dropping and consume it, or investigate the feces of another group member. It is not typically a primary feeding strategy, but rather an opportunistic one, a supplemental behavior that can provide an edge in nutrient acquisition. Understanding coprophagy in primates requires careful observation and consideration of their complex social structures, dietary ecology, and physiological needs. It reminds us that behaviors we find unusual can have deep evolutionary roots and serve practical purposes, even in animals that share a significant portion of their genetic makeup with humans. It is another facet of their adaptability and their intricate relationship with their environment and diet. Chapter 5. Termite teamwork, gut bacteria, and fecal feasts. Our final exploration into the world of coprophagy takes us to the realm of social insects, specifically to termites. These remarkable creatures, often misunderstood as mere pests, are master architects and crucial decomposers in many ecosystems, particularly in tropical and subtropical regions. Their ability to digest cellulose, the tough structural component of wood and plants, is legendary, and coprophagy plays an indispensable role in this capability. Termites live in highly organized colonies which can number from a few hundred to several million individuals. Within these colonies, there is a strict division of labor with workers, soldiers, and reproductive members, all performing specific tasks. The worker termites are responsible for foraging, constructing and maintaining the nest, and, crucially, feeding the other members of the colony. Many termite species feed on wood, dead leaves, and other plant materials rich in cellulose. However, termites themselves do not possess the enzymes necessary to break down cellulose directly. Instead, they rely on a symbiotic relationship with specialized microorganisms, bacteria, protozoa, and archaea, that reside in their hindguts. These microbes are the true digesters of cellulose, converting it into simpler compounds that the termite can absorb as nutrients. This is where coprophagy, or more specifically proctodeal trophallaxis, the transfer of hindgut fluids from anus to mouth, becomes essential. When a young termite hatches, or when an older termite molts its exoskeleton and with it its gut lining and much of its microbial community, it lacks these vital gut symbionts. To acquire them, it must solicit and consume anal secretions from a nestmate. This act of feeding on the anal fluids of another termite effectively inoculates or re-inoculates its gut with the necessary cellulose-digesting microorganisms. Without this transfer, the termite would be unable to derive any nutrition from its woody diet and would essentially starve to death, even with a full stomach. It is a lifeline, a critical exchange that underpins the entire colony's ability to thrive. This behavior is not limited to young or newly molted individuals. Adult worker termites regularly engage in proctodeal trophallaxis with each other. This continuous exchange helps to maintain a healthy and diverse gut microbiome throughout the colony, ensuring that the collective digestive power remains strong. It's a form of shared immunity and distributed digestion, say. Some termite species also consume their own hardened fecal pellets, a practice more akin to the coprophagy seen in rabbits. These pellets may contain partially digested material or nitrogenous waste that can be reprocessed, especially in environments where nitrogen is a limiting nutrient. This allows them to extract the absolute maximum from their often nutrient-poor food sources. The intricate social structure of a termite colony facilitates this essential behavior. The constant interaction and grooming among nestmates provide ample opportunities for the transfer of these crucial gut symbionts. It is a testament to the power of cooperation, where individual survival and the success of the colony are inextricably linked through shared digestive capabilities mediated by the consumption of fecal matter. Consider the implications. An entire society built upon the ability to digest one of the planet's most abundant organic compounds, an ability conferred not by the termites themselves, but by microscopic partners passed from one generation to the next and between individuals through a form of coprophagy. It is a stunning example of coevolution and mutual dependence. Thus, for termites, ingesting fecal material is far from a distasteful act. It is a fundamental aspect of their biology, their social structure, and their ecological success. It allows them to unlock the energy stored in wood and plant fibers, playing a vital role as decomposers and recyclers of organic matter, returning nutrients to the soil and shaping the landscapes they inhabit. Their fecal feasts are, in essence, the key to their kingdom. And there you have it. 5 animals that practice coprophagy, from the meticulous rabbit re-ingesting its nutrient-rich secatropes, to the industrious dung beetle recycling waste into life, the resourceful primate seeking extra sustenance, and the symbiotic termite sharing essential gut flora. We've seen diverse expressions of this seemingly unusual behavior. Each example reveals a fascinating adaptation, a tailored solution to the specific challenges posed by their diet and environment. While it might seem strange to us, conditioned by our own cultural and biological perspectives, coprophagy is for these creatures a vital part of their survival. It is a testament to nature's pragmatism, its incredible ability to optimize processes, conserve resources, and ensure that life finds a way to flourish even under demanding circumstances. It reminds us that the natural world is full of processes that are efficient and purposeful, even if they don't align with human sensibilities of what is considered clean or normal. The intricate web of life is woven with such strategies, each thread contributing to the resilience and diversity of our planet's ecosystems. Understanding behaviors like coprophagy deepens our appreciation for the complexity and ingenuity inherent in the animal kingdom. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing animal facts. Your curiosity helps us continue to explore and share the wonders of the natural world.